Good afternoon, James Bryant here with the Arkansas Weather Network. You can download our app in the Apple or Google Play mobile stores as we're dealing with a very cold forecast going forward. Well, we had three options this week: a great snow, a terrible ice storm, or a sleet storm for the ages, and we got a sleet storm for the ages. Some of you in central Arkansas especially picked up over 5 inches of just sleet, not counting some of the snow you saw when we started the event. So that's very bad for roads. It was quite a storm across most of the state. Most of us are dealing with pretty bad road conditions now, and we're going to be dealing with extreme cold going forward. We got very lucky to escape most of the power outage issues. Most of our neighbors in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi have hundreds of thousands without power. Arkansas pretty much spared. There's a few thousand without power, but for the most part spared the major power outage issues. Just quick road conditions check as of this Sunday afternoon. We've got a few wrecks out there. Icy roads in the southern half of the state, snowy, sleet-covered roads in the northern half of the state. As you go through the next 24 hours, RDOT will do a good job getting one lane clear on major freeways. So that's going to be I-40, I-30, 430, 530, those big roads in central Arkansas. Your city street departments will get your main roads clear. However, any roads that are untreated, back roads or shaded roads will be trouble spots, likely for 3, maybe 4+ days. This sleet is very tough to get down to, and once it starts to melt just a little bit, that's when you start dealing with refreezing issues. As of Sunday afternoon, nothing's really melted, so you could still get around. I think travel will be at its worst on Monday morning with temperatures that are going to be down in the low single digits. I do want to shout out one of our partners as we go through this, and that's Air Masters of Arkansas. A lot of heating demand this week, and if you have trouble with your heater or furnace, give them a call. They also do generators if you need them. Who knows? We could run into heating demand issues later this week, and you might need a generator. Give Air Masters of Arkansas a call, and then go see Splash Car Wash as we dry out later this week. All this stuff on the roads, you're going to need to be getting it cleaned off. Go see our friends at Splash Car Wash. They are all over the state, and you can get a free coupon in our app. All right, low temperatures on Monday morning. Going to be the coldest they have been in several years, and there's a good chance here that we see very close to zero at Little Rock. I don't know that we're going to make it to zero, but we're going to be very close. Below zero, though, north of the metro area is expected. We could set some record lows on Monday morning. Now, of course, with just a little bit of wind blowing, the wind chill is likely going to be below zero in the north half of the state. That includes Pine Bluff as well, and then you might be below -10 in the northern 2/3 of the state. So an extremely cold morning is on the way. Those are our worst wind chills this week, though they're still pretty bad the rest of the week, just not what you saw right there. Wind chills on Tuesday morning likely down very close to zero. Look at the week ahead. This is our coldest week since February of 2021, and there's a good chance that we struggle on most of these days to get above freezing. I think we get there at least Tuesday, and then maybe at the end of next weekend into early next week. But until then, it's just going to be very, very frigid. Let's walk through the blend of models data. Of course, Monday morning, extremely cold. As you get into Monday afternoon, we're struggling in the entire state to get above freezing. And then as you get to Tuesday morning, still extremely cold. But in the afternoons, South Arkansas at least starts to warm up a little bit. Notice on Wednesday afternoon, South Arkansas is pushing into the 40s. Most of the state, though, is not going to be that fortunate. And as we get towards Thursday, the rest of the state starts to see a push of colder air. So by Thursday afternoon, Central and North Arkansas are pushing only to the freezing mark max, while South Arkansas may still get up into the upper 40s or low 50s. Then we see another big push of Arctic air that leaves us in the single digits or teens next Friday, and there's a good chance that Friday and Saturday next week we're back to extreme cold, and the blend of models data for next Saturday morning has us, most of us, back down to the single digits, and it tries to take some parts of the state below zero. So the extreme cold alerts, they're actually been extended through Tuesday. They're going to be in effect for much of the week. I think it's very important this week that if you had issues with freezing pipes or any type of cold weather issue, if you had it back in 2021 or 2022 or 2023, make sure you try to take steps to avoid that again. That's insulating your pipes, opening your cabinets, making sure your house is heated. We didn't have major power issues in Arkansas, so that's good. Maybe we can keep our pipes from bursting. Other than that, looking out at next weekend, I don't see the potential for a major storm or anything like that. It's just extreme cold that we're dealing with through the week ahead. We want to thank everybody that watched us this week or came to us for information. We tried to make it as simple and as digestible as possible. Download our app. That's how you can support us. And we will always try to make our product better, support our sponsors. They support us. They make this whole thing possible. And again, thank you for watching the Arkansas Weather Network.